everybody, it's Sam at Mixed Up Craft. Thanks for watching my tutorial today. Today I'm going to be showing you this expanding file organiser, which I'm super happy with. Basically it came because I have all of these. You've probably seen me use them in a recent video. I found these, which are really good, and I've got some ideas for. And underneath, I mean, I need to sort it because this isn't all my stuff. Some things that have come free with magazines over the years and bits and pieces, but there are some nice little bits, so I need to feed through it. I mean, that's quite nice just for like a quick tag and stuff like that. So I thought I need something to kind of divide this all up into and keep nice and organised. So that's where this expanding files come from. So really straightforward to make. There's just lots of elements with it. So again, I'll make it as easy as possible and explain all those in a second. But basically it's a wrap mechanism, and then it's a bit like a travel journal with the way I've done the fastening, and then it just opens up to reveal these dividers, which I have put little acetate tabs on with paper inside as well, which you can then obviously write what's in each section. So I've already started putting some bits in, so I've just got some like nice tags there, so I'll put the little tag on that one. This one here I've got really nice floral designs, so it's just going to make it much quicker for me to be able to pick up and go into. But as you can see, I do need two. Usually if I'm doing a project like this and I only need one, I will kind of not have one to show you at the beginning, but because I will need two of these because I still have all of this stuff here, it's nice that I've got this full one to show you at the beginning of the video. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that back one 8. So you've got 8 sections there. Really nice side profile of it there. Lots of scoring, and yeah, like I said, really pleased with it. So close it up. It's got a nice big curved flap there as well. So as it does expand, if you can see there, even when it's really full, I mean, you're talking all the way out here, that would still wrap, and the string then would also still go all the way around for you to be able to do it up. Okay, so I've taken all that into account because no doubt I am going to fill this up, and then it just wraps around like so. And what I've done here is I've got these beautiful little brads which I picked up from the Works 3-4 months ago, and I don't know if any of you remember the video I showed, and I've got this box of brads and they're all mixed up, and because they've got mixed up I forget that I have these lovely ones, so I sifted through it yesterday and found this one. And then what I've done is I've just die cut a small circle there, and underneath I've die cut a acetate circle as well, because obviously this is going to get undone a lot with that plastic acetate underneath, which again I'll show you in a moment. It just means that it's going to last a lot longer. So I've kept mine simple purely because of the brad was detailed, and I thought that was enough to set it off. But you can obviously use any kind of papers and stuff, but I am going to be using plain. So it measures 5, and it's about 5.5. Well, it's the full width of the UK A4 paper, so it's 8.25. And I guess if you take into account the curve there, you're looking at 6 inches. So this is a nice size one. I have got an idea to do an even bigger one, so I would be interested to see how well this one does and any feedback, and if a big one would be something people would be interested in. Then I think my measurements and everything work out, I've got all of the right measurements to make a big one. So anyway, that's that. So you are going to need to make this one, so grab a pen and paper, or go across to my blog and all of these measurements will be there for you. I'll go through all these little bits in a moment. I've already done loads of the prep, as I tend to do with most of my videos. I've done all the boring sticking and everything off camera. You don't need to sit and watch me do that. So first of all, your main piece of cardstock. So this is the 8.25. And then it's the full UK A4 size, so this is 11 5/8, 11 3/4. Okay, whatever yours is coming up there closest to. Sorry guys, if you're in other parts of the world, you will need to cut down a piece of 12 by 12 for this project, purely because I need the full length to be able to have this piece in the middle, and then the 5.5 on each side, which will all kind of make sense as I go through the video. Okay, so that's that one. Then you need for your side pieces, so these two. So I've already got this one already, but this is the one that I'll show you. This is 8 by 5.5. So you need 2 8 by 5.5 pieces of cardstock. Go through all the scoring and everything in a minute. Then for the actual lid that's going to come over, this is 8 1/4 again, the full width, by 4.5. And then you need all your paper for your dividers. So this is quite a nice strong card, because again, obviously you're going to be pulling it with your fingers, so you want something that's going to hold. And here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8, which was 4 pieces of A4 card cut obviously down. So each piece measures the full width, which is the 8 1/4. Sorry, 8 and 1, yeah, 8 1/4. And then it's 5.5. So all the cutting is actually really easy, because all you're doing is cutting down the longest width of the A4 card as opposed to the width. The width is the same throughout the whole of the, all of the pieces here that we've got. So like I said, you need 8 pieces of the 8 1/4 by 5.5. And then these little bits here. So these are for the little inserts where you can write what you're going to put on them. And this measures 1 inch. And then actually looking now, I think, oh, I've got a little, hoping it's not a mosquito. I've just caught something in the corner of my eye. I've done them at 1/2 inch. He's back again. Sorry. I've done mine at 1/2 inch, but I think you can actually do 5/8 of an inch. So if you do 1 inch by 5/8 of an inch, I think you'll get a nicer fit. Have a play around. You might just want to stick with what I've got and do the, but I think here, I think they're just going to, I'll show you later, I think they're just going to, they might drop down because I've made these a little bit larger. But anyway, so 5/8 of an inch by 1 inch. And you'll need 8 of those. Then here I have the brad. Just take it out of what I've done here. So that's the brad, and then I've just die cut, so just, just the smallest of your nest of circle dies. Just die cut that. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Obviously you don't want it smaller than your brad that you're going to use. This is quite a big brad. So I die cut in the colour card that I'm using, and then I've also underneath here, you can see the plastic, I just die cut through my acetate. The machine I have did cut through some of the acetate, but the rest I had to just kind of cut around the impression that it left. So don't worry if it doesn't cut all the way through. Use that impression and then just cut around yourself. And then just stick that together, and that's really hard now, but it just means when you're wrapping that string around each time and opening and closing, that's really strong now. Okay, so that's what you need. And then I've just popped a hole through the middle of it and the brad. And then once we get to that bit, I'll show you how we put it all together. For the little divider tabs, I guess this is optional, you might not want to use these pieces, but basically you will need 1.5 by 1 inch acetate, and you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. Okay, and I've got the last one there to show you how to stick them all and score as we get to it. Okay, so first of all, if we start scoring our main piece here. Now I did do a couple of score lines wrong, but it's not going to make any, it's not going to ruin the project. It would just look like the score lines are part of the design at the back. So what you want to do is basically you want a 5.5 side on each part, and then in the middle I've just scored loads of score lines, so it gives you this curved bottom of the organiser. So for that, all you need to do is do your first score line at 5.5, and then do every score line after until you get to 6 1/4. Once you're at 6 1/4, that is then another 5.5 side, so the two will match up together. So it's just 5.5, 5 5/8, 5 3/4, 5 7/8, 6, 6 1/8, and then 6 1/4. And you can see there I've got 2 there, but like I said, they're just going to be on the back and you won't notice it anyway. Okay, so that was those score lines, and that's scoring along the 11 5/8, 11 3/4 side. Mine is more pushing towards the, but don't worry if it's slightly off, just follow what I'm doing, it'll be fine. Then for your lid, basically all I've just done is scored every single score line up until the 4.5. So literally 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 5/8 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch, 1 inch, and so on. Every single score line all the way to the end. Okay, and then I just grabbed my corner punch and just do the corner punches there. Okay, whilst I've got that here, what you will need to do is add a little hole. So I'll grab my, I've left it over the other side, it's fine because I've already done it, but just grab yourself, if you've got one of these mats or like a little pin pad, just grab that and sit this over the top. And basically, obviously this is 8 1/4 in width. You want to put a marker at 4 1/8 of an inch, which is half. And I've done mine, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/8 of an inch from the bottom there into the flap. Also, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the score lines in. So just count up your score lines there, and on the 5th one, at 4 1/8 of an inch in, you want to put a little hole. Okay, and that's where we're going to put the brad. So that's that piece. All of those you don't need to do anything with. And then we've got the side here. So this one is along the 8-inch side, and what you want to do, oh, thought I'd lost it then. You're going to score at every 1/2 an inch. So 1/2 an inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and so on. Every 1/2 an inch all the way until your last one will be 7.5. Okay, so once you've done that, then what you want to do is you want to turn it so it's facing the the smaller side is facing you, and you want to put tape on the first one. Now the tape I use is exactly 1/2 an inch wide, so it fits into this perfectly, and it's the stuff I use in every video, but it's the Scotch brand, so 3-meter one. So if you have one that's the same as that, this will work perfectly in terms of its width. And you just want to put one on the first one there, then miss one, and then sticky tape on that one, then miss one, and so on. So you're doing every other one, but starting off with the very first one that's closest to you. Okay, then flip it over, and you want to pop tape on the ends of each one. Okay, so with it facing this way on this side with all the sticky tape, you want to fold this first one up, and then down, and then up, and down, and so on, and that will form your concertina side. Okay, like so. So you will have 2 pieces where you should start off with the, there's that little, it's a little fly, it's going to annoy me now. The side where you've just got the tape on the very edges, you want to have the mountain with the sticky facing you, and then valley, mountain, valley, and then finishing with a mountain. Okay, because that's what's going to be stuck like so, and then all the papers are all going to go in the middle there. So now we can move on to that bit. So grab, just put one to one side, so I'll keep this one here, and I need to tell you the string, I'll tell you that in a bit. So grab all of your pieces of paper, and first of all, so you're going to leave the outer stickers, double-sided tape, sorry, you're going to leave that until the very end, because that's to actually attach it to the base, the actual casing. So what we want to do now is turn it over so you've got the side where you've got all of those panels all with the double-sided tape on. The one with the first panel with the tape on, have on the left-hand side, because that's going to be the first one that we stick down. So what you want to do is grab my pokey tool, take the first one off, and then if you lie your card so it's right in the valley of that fold, and you want to make sure it's perfectly lined up because these are exactly the same measurement, and then just pinch that down so it sticks inside like so. Okay, so don't rush this part, because if you're out and some of them are higher or lower than others, the finished result will not look very nice at all. So you want to take your time with this. The next one again, so just pop it into the valley part. I'd say more than anything, make sure your top is flush. Okay, so if you are slightly out with your cutting, if you're some of the cutting you know, machines and stuff can sometimes score crooked, just concentrate on the top, because you can doctor the bottom if that's the case. So again, just pinching that all in like so. And there you will see you've got that first little divider compartment there. Okay, so again, just fold that one over and do the next one. So again, just holding it all in like so, and just continue that on every single one on this side. Okay, so there you can see my first side, and if I go along and squeeze that all together, you can see how that side's all going to take shape. Okay, and it's nice and flush. So now we want to move over to the second side. So if you open it all up with your last page like so, and again grab this one, and you want it so that again you're starting with the one at the back where it doesn't have the tape on that back one. So on the front one here, when they were facing you earlier, this was the one that we started with on the front of the left hand side. With this one you want to start with the back. Okay, so again I'm just going to take off here. I'm doing exactly the same thing, just trying to make sure I can do this for the camera. You just want to hold that again so it's in that valley part, all nice and flush, and then stick that one down like so. So you can see the back two pieces there, they're going to form that last little compartment. So again, just take that piece off. And then you want to bring it across, hold it in that valley, making sure the top's nice and flush, and then fold that all across. And again, repeat that process, so fold it across, again all nice and flush like so, and just keep doing that. Okay, so there you have the main part, the main organiser part of your file. And you can see there it's all nicely lined up and ready to be stuck in. So leave that to one side now, and you want to grab your actual main case, and you don't really want to burnish these lines, you just want to kind of curve them. I mean, if you do kind of end up, oh, she's saying that, I mean they are starting to burnish. I think I did there, but you don't really have to worry too much. So I think I must have done my score lines a bit deeper because it's naturally wanted to kind of fold on them. So I'm just going to go ahead and burnish those out, and then what you want to do is just kind of like curve it, so just roll it with your fingers. You'll use your ruler just to kind of give it a nice little, it may well just do it itself, but there we go. So you can see that I've just kind of rolled it. Okay, so that's your bottom. Now in my case that's going to be the back, but as you can see there, it just looks like it's part of the design, so I'm not worried by that at all. Now what you want to do is with your lid, you want to put some, so on the top of your lid, because basically it's going to stick in here, and then that's going to roll over the top. Okay, so I haven't rolled it yet because I wanted to stick it down flat and then I'll roll it. So with the top facing you, you want to run some sticky tape along the side here. So all I would say here, it doesn't really matter what length sticky tape you're going to use, but you don't want really thick. So I know some of it can come in at like 3/4 of an inch. Just use your standard. This one here is it's about 3/8 of an inch wide, because that's what you're going to then stick down the whole of that 3/8 of an inch. So if you want your lid to be a little bit longer, then you could use 1/8 of an inch tape, the really thin stuff, but I would say make sure it's strong, which is why I'm using my red tape for this video. Okay, so with it facing up, grab that's it folded over there, so that's my front. You want the back piece, okay, so open it up, you want that back piece lying down, and then turn your lid over so you've got that sticky. Actually, I'm making this more difficult. That's what I wanted to do. Keep it that way. Keep that facing that way. And then we can line it all up. So just use the sticky tape as your marker. And for me, it also lines up perfectly with one of the score lines as well. So there we go. Okay. So that's all the back, and then that's all the inside. Okay. So now I can start rolling and burnishing, I guess, because again, this is probably going to end up, although I don't think it is, no, it's going to be okay. You just want to, you can use your ruler. Just to kind of help it over, like so. Okay. Probably spend a bit more time on that off camera just to make sure it all works out, but anyway, and what I've done is I've used the back on the front with the 2 score lines, but actually you can see there it looks fine. So again, I'm not worried. Right, open it up so you've got your inside with your lid there stuck down, and you want to grab your dividers and you want to stick on the front piece first, because I found then if there's any problems, or if you get your front lined up perfectly and then you have any issues with the back, you can obviously try and doctor them, but secondly it's on the back, so you're not going to really see it. So it was just to kind of save any of those last minute issues that come about with many projects. I know it's all, for me, it's always when I get down to the last minute that I don't know, drop an ink pad on it or stick something in the wrong place, and so many times I've been on the brink of tears with loads of work almost down the drain. But okay, so just take the tape off of the front bits there, and then what you want to do is line up the bottom of your file dividers to that last score line. So ignore my 2 there, you will just be concentrating on that one, and you just want to start with one edge first. Make sure that divider is perfectly lined up, like so. And then again, the other end, make sure it's nice and pulled taut. And that one will stick down as well. So there you can see. Alright, and then take the tape off the back ones. Like so. If you bring it around, no, actually it won't be better if you go down on that one. So what you can do is just leave that one, bring that one out so it doesn't stick for the minute, and then you just want to bring it in, so squeeze the whole thing in, and again line up that bottom one with that bottom score line, like so, and then keep the sides all nicely straight, and then you can go back to this one here, and all you need to do is just push it in and it will all be in the right place anyway. So like so, and there you have it, and then that will come over, and there is your dividers. Okay, so now what you need to do is add in all of the little bits here, which are optional. Like I said, you might not want to use them. Where's the big one? Right, so this one here, you want to pop in your scoreboard along the 1.5 inch side, and you want to score at 3/4 of an inch, and then fold it in half. Okay, now I've already put some tape inside here. So again, I've used some clear, very thin red tape. This is 1/8 of an inch. And just line it up, fold it all down like so, and then that will give you a little slot to put in your paper that you've wrote on to say whatever's in that particular file. But like I said, I done mine at 1/2 inch, but oh no, I guess it is 1/2 inch. Yeah, let me just double check again. For some reason I thought it was 5/8 of an inch. Just cut that one out, and then that will just slide in. No, I guess it is right, and obviously you can write on it what you've done. So what you want to do here is then put some tape on the back. So I've already done that one. Okay, and then on that, turn it around so the sticky side is facing you, and on that first, well, the first one is actually against here. You can use that as a slot, but I haven't. I think I actually put some tape in and stuck that one down. So when I mean first, I mean this one here. So I guess it would be the second one really. But you just want to line up the edge to the kind of the concertina bit there. Let me just put this in, then you can see where I've done it. Like so. So you can see there I've just used this as my kind of elongated sticky tape, so it's nice and straight, and there's your first tab. Okay, so again, just take off that next one, and then I just went down to the next white divider, pinch them together, and then line it up with that second one. So that will also give you a nice little marker, like so. You can see there, stuck in. Okay, so just carry on and do that for the remaining ones. Okay, so there you go. You can see there all the dividers are all in, so they look very nice. And then you just need to pop the brad and the string. So the string I've used is, how long is this piece here? So 12. So it's about 34 inches. Okay, and what I did is just tie a loose knot, and then check, did I do it? Yeah, I done it on the bottom bit, and then pop it in there and tie that nice and tight, and then do another one. So just trim that so it's not exposed. And basically that knot is giving you that room to be able to then wrap that around when you come to it. So just pop the brad through. So you see there it's not flush, which is what you want. If you want to put another little disc over that to cover that, you can do. But basically, oh, what did I just drop there? Oh gosh, what was that? I don't know what that bang was, I don't know where it's come from. Basically just roll that around. The more you use it, obviously the more it will set in place, and then just wrap it around there, like so. And I think it's great. I love them. So now I have two, and they're nice bright colours as well, so I'll notice them on my my shelf. And yeah, there you go. So like I said, they are easy. There's just lots and lots of elements to it, but I just need to curve mine over a little bit more, so it's a bit more, you can see I played with that one, it's gone like really soft, which is what you want, so I need to do that a little bit more with that one. And like I said, I don't mind the two score lines there, it just brings something to it, reminds me that I made a mistake, I guess. Hey, never mind. And then keep them spare, you can always pop them in the front when you come around to deciding what you're going to put in it. So there you have it, these fun expanding file organisers. So I hope you enjoyed this project from me today. Hit the thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to the channel to see more. Thanks for watching, bye!